Okay, so we want to go continue on this text from last time, from Jewel Ornament. So last time we talked about until I think chapter 9. Chapter 8, name is called the Antidote to Not Knowing the Method to Practice of the Achievement of the Buddhahood. So Kambaba basically said there's a 4 obstacles that hold us from becoming Buddha. Even we have a Buddha nature, even we gain the precious human life, even we meet with a spiritual master, even we have a freedom to practice, but the longest we are with these 4 obstacles to achieving Buddhahood, we have no hope. So what are those 4 obstacles? First one is called being attached to this life's activities. So most of us caught up these life's activities, how to take care of the body, how to take care of the house, how to take care of the family, how to take care of the country, and how to, protect the loved one, how to destroy the enemies, and this kind of mundane work, we are caught up. So there's no chance to practice Dharma, which is the path to the liberations. So that way, what is the antidote of these obstacles of the being attached to this life's activities? And you have to meditate on the impermanent. This life, no matter how much you take care of your body, one day it will end. No matter how much you put effort to stay healthy, you cannot avoid from the death. No matter how much you try to put the secure, insurance, security, civilian camera, many different ways to protect our body, house, family, but you cannot protect from the impermanent. It's a reality. It will come. Like Aryadeva said, cause of death is the birth. So long as we are born in this samsara, we have to die. That is a reality of cyclic of reality. So we have to meditate on the impermanent. No matter how you build, it will be end. No matter how you gain, it will lose. So through this impermanent, and we can have sense of detaching. But detaching and careless is different, because sometimes people name of free from attachment, they become careless. They don't take care of their family. They not take care of their body. They not take care of their health. They not take care of their financial. And that is a careless, not the impermanent, meditation on the impermanent. So we need to understand about taking care of body and life. Same time, just remember that everything is impermanent. That's one way how to eliminate the first obscurations. Then second obscuration is being attached to the pleasure of samsara. So our goal, most of people's goal is gaining the pleasure of samsara, having name, having what called the name, money, power, based on the samsaric fame, and those those no matter how much you gain, it cannot give you the true happiness. Like most of the time we think when we don't have anything, wishing to have a house and place to stay and 3 meals for day, that will make you happy, you think. But one day when you get all those house, 3 meals a day, family, then that's not enough. There's something else missing. So every time when we try to pursue something in the worldly pleasure, they always be missing something. So there's always a missing somethings. You will never find in the samsara, you will never find something that really truly make you satisfied. There's nothing to make you satisfied. There always be feel like missing something, lacking some things. Always be. And also another one is no matter how much you pleasure experience worldly pleasure, one day it become cause to suffering. I think those reason meditate on the faults of samsara. So that way Buddha said you must meditate on the faults of samsara if you want to eliminate the obscuration of the nirvana, which is also called second obscuration, is called the being attached to the pleasure of samsaras. I think most of us, we're not noticing how much suffering bring by the pleasure. Every pleasure you experience, it will give you some degree of suffering. But sometimes we cannot put them together. So that way we complain when we have a suffering, but we're not complaining about that suffering is caused by this pleasure. But those two are deeply related. Every you experience the pleasure, you will gain the sufferings. And so sometimes we know a little bit, like for example, lots of food are really delicious, but those delicious food cause you to lots of disease. So then slowly now people learning how to avoiding those all the delicious food, even they are so delicious and it tastes so good. And when you eat it give you great joy, but still now you learning how to avoiding them because it's going to give you suffering. So that way, actually, pleasure of samsara is like a diabetic person eating ice cream. Ice cream, anyone eat ice cream, it tastes so good, but then it will kill you. So all the pleasure of samsara is exactly like that. So but it's in the Buddhism we call the suffering of a change. So we must think about all the suffering bring by this pleasure. And the third one is called some call the pleasure of being attached to the peace. Being attached to the peace is mean talking about like only individual's liberation. The peace is nothing wrong, but if you're seeking your own liberation, then when you gain the peace, actually true peace, nirvana, and you're not going to pursue further achievement of become a Buddhahood. So a person who only thinking self have no chance to become a Buddha. If you're not become a Buddha, you're not completely free from obscurations. So that way, third one is being attached to the pleasure of a peace. So I think like even our life, if you really want to be peacefully live, you have no chance to gain kind of a success or something. If you really want to be success, you cannot just cannot try to live with a comfort zone. I think you have to take challenge. You have to face the challenge. Then you can gain something that's extraordinary. So similarly, Bodhisattva, I mean, any practitioner, if just only seeking for individual's peace or nirvana, then it's not going to gain to, not going to meet with the path to the Buddhahood. You will gain the enlightenment, but you not never become a Buddha. So if you want to become a Buddha, then you need, uh, uh, you know, free from this sense of attached to the peace. So how to free from that sense of being attached to the peace is a meditation on the loving kindness and compassion. When you think about the other sentient beings, then your sense of, oh, I want to be happy, I want to be peaceful, that will go away. Oh, when you take every sentient being as a responsibility of how to you take care of your mother, how to take care of your children, then you will never rest in the peace. You will put all the effort to until you achieve the complete goal. So what is the complete goal? Is a Buddhahood. Uh, so then fourth one is called the not knowing the method of uh, Buddhahood. So what is the method of Buddhahood? Is a bodhicitta. So that way, um, in the Mahayana and the Vajrayana, bodhicitta is the essential point. Bodhicitta is the seed of the Buddhahood. You know, uh, um, these days, related to the Tibetan Buddhism, many people love to do Vajrayana practice, tantric practice, especially wrathful practice. And those are really wonderful. Those practices are really wonderful. But if you do without the bodhicitta, then you are putting effort with the method without the seed. Then you have no chance to gain, no chance to become a Buddha. So Jidesum even said, you know, um, just in the Vajrayana, wind, channel, bindu, that kind of practice cannot bring you to Buddhahood without the bodhicitta. And with the bodhicitta, if you practice all those skillful methods, then it will have a great chance to become a Buddhahood. But without the bodhicitta, none of those practices cannot make you what called um, Buddhahood. So most of the practice, in the Buddhism, most of the practice is a common practice with the other religions, Hindu, Jainism, the East Asian many religion, other religions. They share the common practice, morality, samadhi, and even the wind channel bindu. Some of those are shared by practice. Hindu and Buddhism both share. But what makes the distinguishing of the Buddhism from the other practices is those two, relative bodhicitta and absolute bodhicitta. Without these two bodhicitta, Buddhism is not different than any other religion, particularly East Asian religion. I think can say a religion that is oriented from the India. Family share all other things. Then in India also, like Zalung, like those practice, they have a great practitioner from the Hindu tradition. So those cannot make you truly Buddhism when you practice in those. So what you need is you need the bodhicitta. So with the bodhicitta, if you do all other method, then you will have a great chance to become a Buddhahood. Okay, I'm going to mute everyone and 1 minute. Okay. So, so this reason, these two, relative bodhicitta and absolute bodhicitta. So today we're talking about here relative bodhicitta, not knowing method of the Buddhahood. What is the method of the Buddhahood? Is a bodhicitta. Kaboba himself said, there's nothing Buddha's teaching is not part of the bodhicitta. Some are foundation of a bodhicitta, some are cause to bodhicitta, some are support of the bodhicitta, and some are condition of the bodhicitta, and some are result of the bodhicitta. So there's nothing Buddha's teaching is not become part of the bodhicitta. Even the Hinayana, Charvaka, and Praditya vehicle path, those are foundation of the bodhicitta. Because without the Four Noble Truth, there's no bodhicitta actually. Now going to gain the bodhicitta. So you need the Four Noble Truth and the 12 Linga of independent. Those are main teaching on the Charvaka and Praditya Buddha. And so then also, common teaching such as taking refuge for immeasurable, and those are common teachings. Then, of course, cause of bodhicitta is especially for immeasurables, love, compassion, joy, equanimity. So with this, then you can generate the relative bodhicitta. So this relative bodhicitta have a two, aspiration bodhicitta and action bodhicitta, which is we already talked last time. So now as we're talking about the training here. Chapter 8, chapter 8, we're talking about the chapter 8 or chapter 10, I think. Yeah. So chapter 9 is we talk about the cultivating the bodhicitta. So once you cultivate the bodhicitta, once you generate the bodhicitta, then you need this training. So I think we're here. There are two type of training. So this is training. Yeah. Training is in the Sanskrit is called the shiksha training. So lots of people translate as a training. Also, you can translate as a advice. Advice. Also, you can admonishment. This is also in the in Tibetan. It's called a labja. Labja means that what should do, what shouldn't do, what can do, what cannot do. So because once you receive this bodhicitta, you have a responsibility of keeping it alive without the breaking, keeping it, that vow or that commitment without the destroying. So that way you have to know this this kind of training, what should do, what shouldn't do. So there's a two bodhicitta, relative bodhicitta and absolute. No, sorry. I mean, relative bodhicitta have a two, aspiration bodhicitta and action bodhicitta. So today we're going to talk about the aspiration bodhicitta's trainings. Aspiration bodhicitta's training, there's 5. First said, not forsaking sentient beings from one's heart. That is the method for the not losing the bodhicitta. So there's 5 trainings. One is a method of not losing bodhicitta, because once you forsake sentient being from your heart, you no longer have a bodhicitta. You no longer have a bodhisattva vows, and you will destroy it completely, your bodhicitta. So now when come to the forsaking sentient beings, how to measure what does mean the forsaken sentient beings? If come you're not going to find anyone who can completely forsake sentient beings, like no care anyone. You're not going to find anyone. There always be, even that person is that individual is a vicious one, evil one, but still care someone, you know, like a tiger, lion, and those all animals. Every day they hunt, but they have love to their family. They really care about them. So that way, you're not going to find anyone who totally forsakes sentient beings. This is a talking about when you said, not going to care on one these individuals, one these persons, even one person, one being. If you said, I'm not going to take care of this one, I'm not going to include, this one in part of my prayer, then you lose bodhicitta. So you have to be, remember in the four training, four immeasurable, we have how to love to everyone, how to be compassionate toward everyone. Then you get that feeling of joy when you have a truly love and compassion. And anytime you see someone is happy, doesn't matter anyone, you get feeling joy. Then that loving kindness, compassion must be equal, equanimity, fourth one. So it must be equal to the everyone, not less for your enemy, no more to your loved one. When Bodhisattva meditating loving kindness, compassion must be equal to the every sentient being. You cannot forsake one beings. If you forsake one beings, your bodhicitta totally lost. So you have to be included every sentient being in your prayer, every sentient being in your thought, every sentient being in your intention to want to help. Once you gain the bodhicitta, then there's no being that is not part of your responsibility. You took responsibility of want to help every sentient being. So that way, first one, you're not allowed to forsake sentient beings. Sentient beings is talking about everyone. Just there's no exception. Anyone, you have to be care for every sentient beings. Your love, your compassion, your bodhicitta as an object of those are sentient beings. So when we talk about the sentient beings, every sentient beings. So like a Buddha, when Mahakashyapa test about the Buddha's love to equal love to the Devata and the Rahul is no different. So like that, the Rahul is his biological son, most dearable to Buddha, humanly, his own child. But then Devata is a whole life. His effort is to destroy the Buddha. He never done anything whole his life. After the Siddhartha was born, he is the number one enemy. Devadatta's number one enemy is the Siddhartha until his death. So that kind of person, even that every day try to destroy the Buddha. So you may think, oh, Devadatta is not that bad. He become a monk. Actually, he become a monk to destroy the Buddha's life. So he's not really become a monk as a renunciation. He become a monk to destroy the Buddha's life. So he have only one goal in his life, that destroy the Siddhartha. So that kind of enemies, lifelong enemies, but Buddha's in Buddha's heart equally care, no different than Rahul. So that kind of we have to mentality we have to build. Not less for the unpleasant one, and not more for the attractive one, not less for the enemy one, and not more for the loved one. But once we generate a bodhicitta, then you have to care and this to every sentient beings. So that way you cannot be forsake any sentient beings. That is the first one. Like Kambupa said, here from Sudra, which said a Naga king Anavada Vadapta requires Sudra says, Bodhisattva who possess the one quality hold all the excellent qualities of the Buddhas. What is that one qualities? The mind which does not forsake anyone from one's heart. So that is the main one. Then second one is called the recollecting the beneficial effort for that effort of that mind. So that mind is talking about the bodhicitta. So we have to remember the beneficial effort. Why we have to remember the beneficial of the bodhicittas? So reason is we face a lots of different challenge in our life. Every day is a different circumstance, because sometimes certain things cause you to lose in your, bodhicitta because of the that condition. Like some people losing faith to the Dharma because of the some incidents. So when this kind of incident happen, like somebody did to something, or somebody say you something, there's some incident cause you to lose in your faith. When you lose in that faith, you need this remembering the mindfulness of a beneficial effort. So that way I said, this is the method by which bodhicitta cannot awaken. So it not become a weak, become less and less interest. So it will keep you fresh interest on the bodhicitta when you remember all the beneficial from the bodhicitta. So like Shantideva said, if there's a form for the bodhicitta, if there's a bodhicitta have no form, benefit of bodhicitta have no form, no physical form. But hypothetically, if there's a form, physical body that benefit of bodhicitta, then this space is too small, cannot fit in this space. Also, from the Sudra called the Lame Path to the Enlightenment. Lame Path to the Enlightenment Sutra, there's a metaphors, a kind of example of a bodhicitta, beneficial bodhicitta, 230. From those 230, divided into the 4 subjects, like such as bodhicitta is the like seed of all the Buddha's qualities, and bodhicitta dispel the property like Visharavana. Visharavana is a lord of the wealth, like a Namdose, the Jabala. So that is showing us fulfill all your personal benefit. Benefit oneself from the bodhicitta is like that. And the second one is said bodhicitta is like a shelter and a support, like a when other sentient beings need to protect from the heat, cold, and rain, snow. We need shelter, and so that way bodhicitta is like a shelter for the other beings from the all different kind of sufferings. Also, bodhicitta is a support like earth, ground, because ground, everyone walk on the ground. Tree grow on the ground, house built on the ground. So without the support of the ground, cannot. So all good things happen because of the ground. So bodhicitta is like that. So for the others' benefit. Then third one is said, bodhicitta is like a weapons. Weapon destroy the enemies. Weapon cut the tide. So that way it's like cut the suffering, destroy the enemy of afflicted emotions. So that is called favorable conditions, beneficial of the favorable conditions. And a bodhicitta is like a noble vase, and a bodhicitta is a like wish fulfilling jewels. This is called all the favorable conditions. So first one is like a weapon is a benefit of cutting all unfavorable conditions, and a vase, wish fulfilling vase, and um, jewel, which bring you all your wishes, fulfill all your wishes. It's like a favorable condition. So they divide it into four. Through the bodhicitta, how individually benefit. Through the bodhicitta, from your bodhicitta, how other can benefit. From your bodhicitta, how cut the unfavorable conditions. From your bodhicitta, how build the favorable conditions. So bodhicitta, again, those all beneficial. So we're reflecting all their beneficial. So when we remember all the beneficials, one day when you're having difficulty practicing Dharma, especially keeping bodhicitta, keeping loving kindness, compassion, then that day you are not going to cause to weaken your bodhicitta from that circumstance. Otherwise, when you're facing some kind of that kind of circumstance, at that day you will give up your bodhicitta. So this is not just only bodhicitta, I think, beneficial of the Dharma. If you understand the beneficial of the Dharma, then no matter how hardship comes, you are not going to give up the Dharma. If you don't know, truly understand the beneficial of how truly benefit for the Dharma, then when you are happy, everything's good, you will do the Dharma continually. But the one day when you're facing some challenge, some difficulty, you will give up easily. So that is the difference between the someone who truly understand the beneficial from the Dharma and someone who doesn't understand. So this reason we have to recollecting the beneficial of a bodhicitta, how great benefit you get from the bodhicitta. There's no other great beneficial than bodhicitta, No, they are greater than bodhicitta. So, as earlier I said, if there's a bodhicitta, you have hope to become a Buddha. If there's no bodhicitta, no matter how effort you put, there's no hope to become a Buddha. So that reason, we must remember the beneficial of a bodhicitta. That is the second one. Then third one is gathering the two accumulations. Accumulation of the merit and accumulation of the wisdom. This is also like you can say two bodhicittas, related bodhicitta, absolute bodhicitta. Now, first one is to talk about the accumulation of the merit. Many people actually these days say, oh, just meditate, Just meditate alone cannot bring you to the Buddhahood. Like Buddha said from the Sutra, what is the cause to realization of the emptiness? Is the devotion toward to the Buddha or the pleasing the Buddha and vast accumulation of a merit. This is the main cause of a realization of the emptiness. Same things as Saraha said. Ultimate nature of co-emerge, nature of mind, co-emerge is only can realizing through great devotion to the Guru and vast accumulation of merit. So these are the two main causes to realization of emptiness or realization of the nature of a mind. So without the accumulation of a merit, there's no accumulation of the wisdom also. So this is really important. when Zen come to Tibet in around like 8th century or 8th or 9th century, after Pema Sambhava, Shantarashida, Berojana, and those great Indian Tibetan master, they establishing the Dharma with the monastic system and everything. Then there's one monk came from China. We call the Jana Hashang. So he started teaching the Zen tradition in Tibet. In the Zen, normally they don't believe the method. Say the method is a distraction. Physically active is a distraction. So there's a confusion came in Tibet. So, and through the Kamalashila, one of the Shantarashida's disciple from India and a Zen master, when they debating, Shantarashida said, what does the Zen mean? Then the master said, Zen is like a bird landing from the space. Then Shantarashida said, yes, that is true. The view should be like that. All the view should be like that. But for that, first you have to make the nest, then you have to lay the egg, and you have to egg become a chick, and chick become a grow up and have all the strength, wing, and can fly to the space, then can land down. So that is a way in the basically in the in Tibet, Zen is no longer there because I'm not saying Zen is wrong. Zen is nothing wrong, but in the Tibetan Buddhism, basically, I think all Buddhism is without the true accumulation, there's no wisdom. Without the method, there's no wisdom. So you must need accumulation. So that way, when people just meditating, not improving anything. Lots of people meditate whole life, but actually there's a really small improvement comes through the meditations. So that one is and one is that one. Two is lots of people when they're meditating, and there all the obstacle comes. When you start to practice the Dharma, all the obstacle comes. Reason is you have a weakening of a merit. When you are a weakening of the merit, have a really difficult to accomplishing anything, and a really difficult to free from the obstacles. So for the being free from the obstacles and being free, being gained the realization, you need accumulation. Then your meditation is become more successful. So otherwise, the meditation alone cannot bring anywhere. Okay. So third one is accumulation, two accumulations. So what is the accumulation of a merit? How to accumulate? Accumulation of merit is like a practice of the 10 virtues, practice of the for gathering of the disciples, and so those all is a accumulation of a merit, and also through this you will accumulate the merit, avoiding the not killing and protecting the sentient being from the dangers. First one, the first virtue, and not stealing, avoiding the stealing and practicing the generosity, giving away all other need is a second virtue, and keeping the disciplined morality is the third, so opposite of the 10 non-virtue is the virtues, and when we do those virtues activities physically, 10 virtues, also those action free from three spheres, not grasping on as a not grasping as a subject, object, and action, then it's become free from three spheres. That's the accumulation of the wisdoms. Or, like for example, six paramitas. Bodhisattva practice of the six paramitas. Main practice is six paramitas. Like in the six paramita, generosity, moral ethic, patience, they are accumulation of the merit. And mental concentration and wisdom are the accumulation of the wisdom. And perseverance is the support of all. Or, like Shantideva said, generosity, morality, patience, perseverance, mental concentration is the method. And wisdom is the wisdom. So these two accumulation of wisdom and a method. So either way, practice of the 10 virtue or practice of the six paramitas, we gather in the two accumulations. So what is the benefit? This is the method for strengthening bodhicittas. More you accumulate the merit and wisdom, you strengthening your bodhicitta. Your bodhicitta become a greater, stronger. So not bodhicitta is not talking about just only bodhicitta. It's also talking about your meditations, your practice, your devotion. All these are gain strength, enter including to the realization of the emptiness. Those all strength is built if you accumulate the merit. So more you accumulate, your strength is become greater. So this reason you need two accumulations. When you are lacking the two accumulation, then you must, you're lacking of the realization, you're lacking of the all those meditation kind of not working, then just start doing two accumulations, because sometimes people, think that Dharma is just symbol, or just go to and sit down and meditate. I want it this way, but it's not going to bring you anywhere. You can try whole year, just do that one. It bring you some degree of a stable, but it's not going to go further than that, because you don't have a good accumulation of a merit. So when it comes to the Vajrayana, we have lots of ritual. Those rituals, sometimes some people think they're wasting time. Actually, nothing is a wasting time. All is related to the how to bring you to the completion stage, which is completion stage is the true meditation of the main our goal to reach to the completion stage. But for that, you need to go through all those rituals. That's the ritual are the method. More method, your product of meditation become better. So if you want to be a meditation product is a really good one, you need a great skill and method and all the tool complete. So this reason we must accumulate them, accumulation of wisdom and accumulation of method. So here, the name for the path to enlightenment says, the accumulation of the merit and wisdom is the nature of the cause of perfection, and so forth. So that way, also speech of the assembly says, there's the one called the speech to the assembly. Today, how should I accumulate merit and wisdom? How can I benefit sentient beings? Bodhisattva constantly contemplate on this way. So you have to do the accumulation of merit whenever. There's so many ways you can accumulate the merit. Help to the need one, even fix the road. And also always walking toward to the clockwise to the temple. So even those are small things. And in the Vajrayana, and once you mindfulness of yourself as a deity, then your eating is an accumulation of a merit. Your wearing clothes is an accumulation of a merit. Your sleeping is an accumulation of the merit. even the regular things that you do every day, it's become a part of the accumulation of the merit. But no, if you don't remember the mindfulness of the deity yourself as a deity, then eating is just attached to the food. Wearing clothes is attached to the clothes. So it's become a cause to the more deeper in the samsara. So that way, Vajrayana is really skillful. You have to remember those that you are the deity. Once you remember you are the deity, ritual, of course, even the non-ritual, generally can say life activities like eating, sleeping, walking, wearing clothes. Those also become an offering to the deity. So it's become a part of the accumulation. So with this way, then we, sorry. I just put this here, otherwise, maybe. Okay, so the fourth one is said practice the enlightenment mind repeatedly. So practice the enlightenment mind repeatedly is like in our open prayer. There's called the bodhicitta. Prior to the Buddhista, Janju Nimbochi Geba Sanjana Japso Chichuda, Janju Samba Yotola, and the Shijapso Chichidamuji, Janju to Nijaba, the Janju Sembala, the Darishinum, the Shindu Lapento, the Janju Senji, the Shindu Labala, Raboshi, the Labrajis. We have a text that we recite in the every day, that one, or said, here, the English, this one said, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha until I achieve the enlightenment by the merit and generosity and other good deed. May I attain the enlightenment for the sake of all beings. So this one, just repeat this like Adisha said, you have to repeat for the daytimes, 3 times a day, 3 times a night. Um, and also, we have there's called the short refuge. Sanjichuda Sochishonala Chenjubuddha in the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, most excellent. That one, also repeat that one. So also actually Bodhicitta. So those practice, those prayer repeatedly, we reciting them continually whenever we get chance. That is called repeatedly, enlightened mind repeatedly. This is a method for deepening bodhicitta. So you bring to the deeper into bodhicitta. More you recite, become a closer, become a deeper, become more authentic, more, so that way we recite this continually, this prayer. So through this prayer to bring to the closer, closer, closer. So you do more and more the prayer, your mind become more and more with that habitual tendency. With that more habitual tendency, you get closer to the bodhicitta. So that way I said deepening in the bodhicitta. Now, fifth one said accepting the 4 virtue and rejecting the 4 non-virtue. Sometimes this translates as accepting the 4 wholesome deed and rejecting the 4 unwholesome deed. So there's a different translation using different word. But first one, what we what we have to be rejecting for unwholesome deed. This is from Mahakashyapa Sutra. The Sutra request by the Mahakashyapa. There's one sutra called the Mahakashyapa Request Sutra. In that sutra, Buddha said, 4 unwholesome deeds are state. Kashyapa, the Bodhisattva who possessing 4 quality will forget bodhicitta. So what does mean the forget bodhicitta? You know, so first I will repeat this four, then you will know. Said, these are, what are these? Deceiving the Lama and who's worthy of worship. You know, sometimes people have no problem to lying to your guru. Try to please the guru and you're lying. You say lots of things that is not true. You know, so lots of people lying to full, you know, you want to, make your guru happy, or you want to become closer to the guru. So you say lots of lying things. So that's deceiving, you know. Guru, that's the first one. Lama means the guru, teacher. In here, Lama is talking about your own teacher, somebody who kind to you, or worthy to worship. Worthy to worship like three Jews, guru, your parents. All those are worthy to worship. Why? Because they are kind, they are compassionate, they are wisdom, higher beings. So they are worthy to worship because they have that, they have that quality. So when you're deceiving them, especially here is talking about the guru and three Jews. When you're deceiving them, then that is called the first unwholesome deed. Second one is said causing remorse in other when remorse is not appropriate. Like when somebody is really dedicated their life for the practice of Dharma, and you saying things that make them remorse, or when somebody giving to the wealth to the need one, wealth to the Dharma, offering to the three Jews, and when you say things that make them remorse. So when they are remorse or not, doesn't matter. When you have this intention of want to remorse them, that way you say things like that, then you what call you're creating this second unwholesome deed. So then third one is through the through aversion, saying improper word about the bodhisattva who has cultivated the bodhicitta. So with intentionally saying bad things for the bodhisattva. So basically, we don't know who is the truly bodhisattva. Truth is, not only talking about someone high-ranking Lama. Bodhisattva can be anywhere. Maybe like people who are working for the construction, there's some bodhisattva. Maybe people who are, doing the art job, maybe they're bodhisattva. Maybe, all those like a lowly life, even there can be bodhisattva, not just only higher being, with the title. So anyone can have a bodhicitta. So when you say with intentionally unappropriate word, then you can cause into the unwholesome deed. So third one, and fourth one is behaving deceitful toward the sentient beings. You're pretending something that is what you're not, And especially when it comes to the spiritually deceiving, especially those according to the Dharma, and particularly Dharma teacher, when you deceive into the disciple, they tell into something that who you are not. When you deceive in the disciple, telling that what you don't have, you're destroying the both morality and bodhicitta. Individual liberation vow can be destroyed by the lying, spiritual lying, and bodhicitta destroying by the deceiving sentient beings. So both vow can destroy it. Like even you don't have a highly realization. When you said, "Oh, I'm really highly realized," when you are not really expert on the such and subject, when you say also, "Oh, I'm really expert on this," So, 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 so your bosho look beautiful, okay? Sounds like you are truly enlightenment, but and people may think that way, and but then your story, when people hearing, when people think that way, and then causing is for you is destroying your individual liberation vow and bodhicitta, because you're spiritual lying. Through the spiritual lying, you destroy the individual liberation vows, and through the deceiving sentient beings, you destroy your bodhicitta. So both can command from the one action. So that reason have to be really careful on this. So these four, uh, deceiving the higher being, one, causing to remorse appropriately, two, saying bad things about the Bodhisattva with intentionally, three, and deceiving sentient beings, four. This is called the unwholesome deed. So what is it? This said, this is these are deeds that is Kashyapa Bodhisattva as a forget bodhicitta. What does a forget bodhicitta mean from this form? Forget bodhicitta mean you will not meet with the bodhicitta many lifetimes in the future life. You have not chance to practice bodhicitta many lifetimes. That's what is forgetting mean. You know. So then you are taken away from the bodhicitta. So cannot be, then you have to accept for a wholesome deed or for virtues. So what is the four virtues? Is those not telling lie consciously, even the risk of one's own life. Consciously mean that sometimes we may be accidentally lying because we don't know. That one is it. Don't call the lying. It's called the in the Dharma term in the Vinaya. It's called the ngombe ngaje. Ngombe ngaje means that you have this pride of something that you truly thought you have that one, but you didn't have. But you don't know that you didn't have. So you don't know you are not. You don't know yourself, you lying. Make sense? You really truly thought it what it is. So when you tell to your guru, when you tell to the three jewel something that you truly believe, even it's not true, it's not become lying. So here said consciously mean that with knowingly, deceitfully. So you shouldn't lie. That one. Then it's called the first unwholesome deed as a not lying, even the risk of your life. Generally establishing the all sentient being in the virtue, and particularly in the virtue of the Mahayana. So this one is the second one. The bring to the sentient beings, motivating sentient beings in the virtuous actions, how to do the practice of generosity, how to do the practice of morality, how to do the patience, and all those virtues, how to avoid the 10 non-virtue, how to practice the virtue. And this kind of way as a wholesome deed, wholesome. And particularly if you bring to the Mahayana path, how to meditate on the loving kindness, compassion, how to generate the bodhicitta, how to keep the bodhicitta, how to practice the bodhicitta, then that is a great wholesome deed. Make sense? That's a second wholesome deed or virtuous deed. And the third one is seeing Bodhisattva who have cultivated the bodhicitta as a Buddha and proclaiming their quality in the 10 directions. So anyone who generated bodhicitta, long as they are general bodhicitta, you have to see them truly Buddha. Yeah. So they have a now because they joined to the family of the Mahayana Buddhist family, so you can see them as a truly Buddha. So try to see them and say all the good quality for the 10 direction everywhere you go. So that one is the third virtuous deed. And the fourth one is sincerely maintaining the altruistic attitude toward the sentient beings. Altruistic toward the honest, be honest, don't deceive sentient beings. So when you're being toward to the altruistic, it means being honest, being truthful, and not using them your own benefit. Make sense? So then it become a wholesome deed. So that way, these four Bodhisattva must avoid all those four unwholesome deeds. Because without avoiding four unwholesome deed, you cannot do that for wholesome deed. Makes sense? So because when you when you do one of those four unwholesome deed, it's a problem is you will forget the bodhicitta next life. And next minute life, you will not meet with the bodhicitta. You will not meet with the bodhisattva teacher. And then as more you're forgetting, your training become a further. Make sense? So the reason these five, once you generate the aspiration bodhicitta, you must need these five continually keep. First one is not forsaking sentient beings from one's heart. One, two. Second one is to always be remember reflecting the beneficial of the bodhicitta, quality of the bodhicitta. Two, three is gathering the accumulation much as you can. Fourth is reciting the prayer of a bodhicitta. This short in our prayer book is called the short refuge and bodhicitta. One of those you must recite, like Adisha said, this short refuge one. That's the bodhicitta also. That one recite day and night. He said, in our Jagung tradition practice bodhicitta, we're reciting continually this Buddhist, the short bodhicitta in the prayer book. I think page like 4 or 5 somewhere there. Yeah. So those are continually reciting when repeating them prayer. Then of course the fifth one is avoiding that four unwholesome or four non-virtuous action and practicing the four virtue or four wholesome deeds. So this continue as long as we keep this way, then we can have a pure, unmistaking, healthy aspiration bodhicitta. Yeah. So then once we have this aspiration bodhicitta strong, then action bodhicitta become much easier. So that way these five are called the training of aspiration bodhicitta. You can say training, you can say how advice of how bodhisattva keep their bodhicitta, and also said admonishment. Yeah, admonishment of how to keep your bodhicitta healthy way. So if you want to keep your bodhicitta healthy way, unmistakingly and right away, then first for your aspiration bodhicitta, you need this. You have to learn these five, and make sure not committing any of this mistaking one and not breaking from this five subjects. Then your bodhicitta will be stay really healthy and authentic. So maybe we stop today here as talking about the training of aspiration bodhicitta. If you have any question, we can go through. If you don't have, then I can say thank you.